Music provides the soundtrack for our lives and for the liturgy. From Gregorian chant to full choral arrangements, sacred music feeds our soul. Morning Light explores centuries worth of timeless treasures while trying to stay in tune.
724, Morning Light continues across the Sultan Light Catholic Radio Network. And we have Cathryn Gardner joining us now in the St. Gabriel studio. She's the music minister over at Our Lady of the Rosary in Southeast Boise.
What is your official title?
Well, what is that?
Yeah.
Either director of music ministry or music minister. I kind of use both interchangeably.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you're in charge, we should let people know.
Yes.
You're in charge.
You are in charge.
And the other one I use for a more secular conversation is music director. That one seems to float better for non-Catholics. So I use several.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, today talking
Pile of
about
business
music
cards.
that was written for Corpus Christi.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
wonderful.
Yeah. I love that Hope is just surprised every month when she walks in. Like, oh, what are we listening to today?
I know, I love it. Right, Brian gets the preview, but for me, it's just a big surprise.
You're going to like these.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Where are we going to start?
So all of ours today are kind of more formal choral selections rather than hymns to be sung at church or kind of some of the contemporary stuff that we do at OLR. And these are all like SATB choir arrangements of either Ave Verum Corpus or Lauda Zion, which is the sequence text for this weekend at Corpus Christi. So the first one is a Renaissance composer, Joaquin Desprez. I can never remember how to pronounce it. It's one of the ones we all learn about in music history.
Right. He's
Desprez.
French, so you decide which letters to say and which letters not.
And which to ignore.
Yes. 1400s Renaissance composer. And this is the text. I don't know if this was actually sung in the Catholic Church for the sequence during Mass, but it's the text of the sequence for Corpus Christi, which is Lauda Zion or Loud O Zion.
Does that take you back to college?
I love it. I just love it.
Because unfortunately, we just don't have enough volunteers in our parishes to step up and be able to collect that many people to make a powerful choir in our parish.
Or a nice, big, stone, massive cathedral to have that kind of bounce around in.
We have one big stone cathedral.
Right, big-ish. Big-ish.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, and you think about all of the crazy choral experiments that were done in the Renaissance. They had like 2 choirs or 3 choirs or like brass and choir and piano and organ. And it was just so cool. They just kind of went all out. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was lovely.
The interesting connection I have for the one we just listened to is that was from around the mid 1400s. The Feast of Corpus Christi had only been around for about 200 years. Because I looked up the origins of it because I've celebrated this, cradle Catholic, you just kind of go through it. And then eventually you're like, well, why are we doing this? And you want to learn why. And it was proposed by Thomas Aquinas, among a couple of others, in the 1200s. And there was a couple of different people that said, we need another feast to celebrate the real presence of the Eucharist. And they were really just advocating for that until one of the popes finally, signed it into into the liturgy, but 1200s. And then if what we just listened to is in the 1400s, it was only about 200 years, which is a couple of generations. So it was still a relatively new feast compared to today.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 2.
So then we jump to the 20th century. Another really famous arrangement for Corpus Christi is the Mozart Ave Verum Corpus, which a lot of musicians know. So I didn't bring that one because that's a lot of people. So I wanted to find some other ones that were a little more contemporary that took the text or inspiration from the feast day and put it into more modern settings. So this is Benjamin Britten, who also wrote A Young Person's Guide for the Orchestra, if anybody knows that one, which lets people hear the different instruments of the orchestra in a very relatable way. And he just has a really cool English, like folky sound to his with a 20th century spin. I think that's the best way to describe it. This is a teenage soprano from the Oxford Youth Choirs, a performance I found recorded online. This is the clearest one I found. So Corpus Christi.
That is haunting.
It's just so simple.
It is.
Wow.
The text, and I believe
Goosebumps.
the melody to for sure the text comes from Middle English. So my guess is like medieval. And you can hear a lot of that imagery from like Middle Ages, England, and kind of Arthurian times. The knight, and there's a falcon, and the maid. So there's a lot of...
And the lule-lules,
Yes.
the lule-lule parts. I was like, oh.
It's a Coventry carol.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Yes, there's like a lot of that text kind of brings you back, but then Benjamin Britten does it in a very contemporary setting. So it's just, it's so pretty, so simple.
Right.
And then we heard at the
Captivating.
end, Corpus Christi, so he's bringing it all back.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Number 3.
Okay. This is Francis Poulenc. Poulenc is I think French. Again, we didn't do this on purpose. 20th century, mid-20th century composer. He's written a lot of instrumental music that I know through my work in the instrumental world. And it's got that really contemporary 20th century sound, if anyone knows what I'm talking about. So it's not always traditional harmonies. He does dabble in what's called like neoclassicism, where it's designed to sound like an older era with a little bit of a spin on it. That's a little bit more of what this is. It's a motet, which is just a choral setting for 4 voices. And the word motet harkens back to the Renaissance and the Middle Ages and the early choral writing. So the fact that he calls it a motet, to me, shows that he wants to kind of harken it back to the first one that we heard. And there is a little bit of similarity to the first one. And this is his setting of Ave Verum Corpus.
Wow.
That is lovely.
1952.
What?
Yeah. Would not have guessed.
Would not have guessed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So obviously he's trying to emulate the style of an earlier
Right.
composer, and I think he did a fantastic job.
beautiful.
It's again haunting, and again it seems like it needs that giant cathedral. Right.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I could see kind of a montage of some religious movie.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
As-
There's
as
something going on
They're
in the
telling
big
a
church.
story. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Someone's having their moment.
Yes. Right. Someone's having their big
moment.
existential moment
Yes.
in a Catholic church in the Renaissance in a movie. Yes.
Amazing.
We've all been there, haven't we?
Right.
And
So finally.
yeah.
So I don't have a ton of information about this one. And I just went and I tried to find a lot of text and settings of music for Corpus Christi. And it was, this is, I think, just another example of composers that have been inspired by the text. And I found this as a choral performance. There was a European competition they had videoed. So it's obviously written for a more concert setting. I don't believe it's written liturgically, but the title is Lauda Zion, which is our sequence, Lauda Zion. And it's the name is Eastern European. So I'm not really sure too much, but it's really pretty. It's really interesting. And I think it's just another example of all the ways that Corpus Christi has inspired our composers through the centuries.
How fun would this be to conduct as a music director?
So fun.
Would it be?
So fun.
I think it would be fun to sing.
I think
All
so
the
too.
little staccato notes
Yes.
And I think I think there's a video link that I sent you. So if we're gonna post them.
Yeah,
The
for
choir
sure.
just has so much fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it might be some kind of young contemporary or like young adult, maybe I can't tell, high school, something, but they're younger. It's definitely not like an all ages community choir, and they are having a great time. They're really focused and they're really intense about it, but they do such a great job. It would
I
be so
love
fun.
that.
This is the kind of choral music that we do in college,
Right.
and then like might take a long time to get back to as adults. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because your like whole soul just breathes this song
Yes.
for months.
Right.
Yes, and then you have a hard time finding a place to do that as you leave the collegiate world.
Yeah.
It's hard. So we can live vicariously through these videos,
Oh, there's no
and
doubt about
prepare ourselves for the Feast of Corpus Christi.
Excellent.
Yeah.
that. Wow. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Anything else to add before we let you go this morning?
No, nothing else going on at OLR.
All right.
Thankfully.
VBS is coming up.
Vacation Bible School last week of July.
Okay.
Excellent.
I forgot the exact title, so
That's
don't,
okay.
staff don't come at me, but something about the Mass, the marvelous Mass. The Mass comes alive.
Something like that.
Well,
The
that's
Mass.
a
We're
great
focusing on the Mass
theme.
this
Sure.
summer, right?
Yes.
So yeah,
So
I
good.
believe registration is open on our website.
Well,
Okay.
So that's our big thing right now. And pray for our priests in retreat this week. We're hosting the
Yes.
priest retreat at OLR.
Oh,
It's been
good.
so fun to see everyone and watch them grow in their faith as well.
Right, and to see them
Yeah.
all together.
I
love
know.
it when they're all together in their fellowship and they're giving
This
each other a hard time. I
Positive
love it.
energy. It's just so fun. They're so sweet.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Thank you so much.
Thank
Cathryn
you.
Gardner is the music director for Our Lady of the Rosary in Southeast Boise. Pray for our priests. Sign up for VBS. Thanks for coming in today.